the cover, Darren is up to bat in an Apex City Cosmos uniform. Across from her at the pitcher's mound, William winds up a pitch while behind her, the Bearoness signals for a fastball. Piero stands off to the side in an umpire's uniform, watching carefully for any funny business. The stands are packed with familiar faces: Tony Rex Dakota, the entire Infernus family, Olivia Larange, and a figure who appears to be made entirely of honeybees packed into a supersuit, all of whom are cheering wildly. Issue 10, Take B Out to the Ballgame. Alright, welcome to... I forget which issue this is. I am a terrible person.
Go home, Jeremy.
I hurt myself. I'm on drugs. It's fine. By the way, I'm on drugs, so please bear with me.
Don't do drugs.
You say that as if you're like doing meth. And
you gotta calm down with the drugs.
No, it's not. I'm on nothing mind altering.
Painkillers.
Yeah,
prednisone. I'm on steroids.
Steroids, yeah.
So if there's a little more rage in my
because
voice,
your body broke.
Yeah, it happens. All right. So moving on. We are going.
He's going to cut this later, because
I'm going to cut all
can
this.
do that.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
None of this is making it into the final cut. I can't let everyone know about
your drug habit.
Weaknesses.
Right.
That you're taking GM enhancing drugs.
Whoa!
It's a good first minute of audio content. So we are going to start this particular issue, which now that I think about it is issue 10.
Ooh, double digits.
Yeah, we just hit double digits. And in the aftermath of the Simonson Parkway Bridge battle, the Baroness was pretty messed up.
Yes.
And we're actually going to start with a couple of panels as the Baroness is falling into the river.
Okay.
And so when you were hit with the void chime and you fell into the Kinney River, basically all of your senses just scrambled right there in that minute. Your electronics kind of staticked out, your normal vision blacked out, and for just a minute you kind of wondered if maybe this is how you die. But you didn't.
Okay.
And as you kind of settle into the silt, something happened that, as far as you know, has never happened to you before.
Did I have a coma fantasy?
Actually, yes, but we're going to get to that in just a second.
Okay.
So, through the static, as that starts to clear, letter by letter, just kind of marching across your field of vision, R-E-B-O-O-T. And you are in a white plexiglass room, and across from you in this room is what looks to be young adult black bear. And there's a big one-way mirror on one of the walls that you can kind of see, and you feel a little bit apprehensive that you're in this room with a wild animal. It looks like a very familiar bear, and for a minute you get kind of this almost like you don't belong where you're at. What do you do?
I'm gonna look around. Try, where am I? I want to know. I know I'm in a lab, but what else do I see? What else is here?
Sure. So you kind of start taking in your surroundings a little more. You notice that there are 3 cameras. There's one that's kind of horizontal, one that's vertical, and then one up in the corner at an angle. And 2 of those have flashing red lights, and one of them is slowly panning around the room.
Okay.
On the far wall, like I said, there's a big one-way mirror, and assumedly there is someone or something on the other side of that, but you can't tell.
Okay. How far away am I from the bear?
Probably 20, 30 feet. It's a big room.
Okay, it's a big room.
Yeah, it's not like you're in a tiny cubicle. But that said, there is a big, heavy door kind of opposite the mirror. But other than that, there's no furniture. There's no kind of nothing that would make you comfortable.
Okay.
This is a very sterile environment.
So I would go over towards that door.
Okay. You head over towards the door. There is a little handle on the inside, and there's a keypad.
Okay. I try the handle.
Okay, you reach out for the handle, and I want you to tell me what this hand looks like. Because you're seeing this from your point of view. This is not a bear hand.
Right.
So what does it look like?
The hand, it looks mostly human. It's hard, because I haven't looked at human hands for a while.
Yeah.
It looks like a human hand to me.
Okay. So it just looks like a standard sort of human hand.
Right.
And as you touch this handle, you get a shock.
Okay.
So basically, it's electrified.
Right.
Yeah. And as you get that shock, your vision kind of statics itself back again. And you can kind of feel motion. You're being hauled up onto the shore of the river. And your electronic vision is starting to reset itself. You can see a lot of helicopters flying around.
Mm-hmm.
You can see a lot of motion. You can hear distant gunfire. And a logo starts spinning in front of your field of vision. It's a shield with 2 swords crossed behind it. And on the shield, there is an outline of a bear kind of rampant. And superimposed over that sort of logo are the words Project Armiger. Below that logo, you can't move right now. You don't have any. But as your eyes kind of scan over it, there are 3 little buttons. And each of these buttons has a pretty photorealistic picture of an animal on it. From left to right, you have eagle, lion, and rhinoceros. And you kind of get the idea that as your vision sort of...
Puma.
But as the lion can be a puma if you want. I'll give you that. Okay.
Yes!
So the lion is a puma. So it's eagle, puma, and rhinoceros.
Yes!
All right. So as your vision kind of slides across the 3 of those, they highlight, and you kind of get the idea that you're being asked to make an input.
Make a selection.
So what are you going to input?
I mean, I'm getting some little voice in my ears telling you to pick rhino. So I think I'm gonna select the rhino first.
Okay. So you'll notice on your character sheet now that there's an armature track.
Yes, there is.
Circle that R.
Circle that R.
Circle that R. And so what this does is, first off, as soon as you do that, there is this like really flashing kind of, you just go blank.
Okay.
So your system is now rebooting itself.
Okay.
And it is rebooting in rhinoceros mode.
Okay.
You are still physically going to be a bear, but some things are going to change. And we'll get to those when you get to those.
Okay.
But more importantly, what you get is, for now, you have, from the Nova book, shielding.
Interesting.
Yes. Now here's what to know about that. Rather than whatever else you would do for shielding, and on top of anything else, you mark that armature track every time you use that move.
Okay.
The next time you have 3 conditions marked at the same time, you're going to lose that, and you're going to choose one of those other animals.
Got it.
You do that, and you black out, and we flash forward. So we get a couple of panels. It's a beautiful day out at Apex Stadium, and the entire Darren family is taken in a ball game. We kind of talked earlier about how the Apex City baseball team has not really been doing very well, but they're on a comeback. And everyone is just very excited. So like most of the city's here. And the panels we get here are, Officer Darren, Meredith, the 2 boys, and Darren. And I kind of mostly want to focus on how Darren is interacting with this baseball game. It is, by all accounts, a really exciting one. It's a tied score. We're in the last inning. And the crowd is kind of going crazy. How has Darren felt about this whole experience?
I think she'd be just over the moon. First of all, I think she would believe that this whole game is about the baseball bat and hitting off as hard as it can. So she thinks this is just record keeping of like, go baseball bat. Basketball bat. Do your best.
Has Darren gotten into like any of the like giant foam finger?
Yes, for her tendrils.
Definitely.
Yes, definitely.
Several foam
Yes,
fingers.
several foam fingers.
Yeah.
Like basketball bat.
Meredith is very much into this as well. So I think this is kind of a bonding thing for the 2 of you.
Yeah.
But and she's kind of like teaching you some of like the normal baseball chants and that kind of stuff. And so we're in the bottom of the last inning. It is the Apex Cosmos versus the Steeltown Sentinels. And the Cosmos are up at bat, and it's tied score, and this is the last out. So if this doesn't happen, then everything is kind of riding on it. And fantastic Floyd Hansen steps up to the plate, whiffs twice, and on the last one, with 2 bases down, cracks a home run. And the audience just goes absolutely nuts. And so you've got this big scene of like everyone kind of standing up and cheering, and this is what they needed to win to get into the playoffs. So this was a pretty big moment.
Yeah,
for the
this is a big
Cosmos.
deal.
And we move from there to our first actual scene. So after this game, Darren and family are at a little cafe kind of in the same district because you don't want to try and drive anywhere immediately.
Yeah, with all that post-game traffic.
Exactly. So they just walked a few blocks, and they're at kind of a little cafe having sort of a little sit-down. It's, this was an earlier kind of game, so it's not, middle of the night, because apparently that's how large games happen. They don't happen in evening hours when they can be televised, because I know how baseball works.
Sounds like someone did research.
It could have been a qualifying game during the afternoons.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Yeah, it could have been a 4 o'clock game.
Thank you. And the plan here has kind of been to meet the Baroness for a little cafe lunch.
Yes.
Because the Baroness can't get into a baseball stadium, unfortunately, at the moment.
That's so sad. That just seems so discriminatory.
Is it the
It's okay, I can stream it on my
That's
Wi-Fi.
so speciesist.
But yeah, also metal detectors.
Yeah, metal detector.
Yeah.
Oh.
Will there be a parade? That's what I want to know.
Oh.
Ooh. I think if they... I think there probably will be. Yeah.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I think...
The sports team does good.
Yeah, or at least a lot of celebration. So there's horns going off, there's confetti happening, and you guys are at a little corner cafe, and it's a nice area. It's mostly foot traffic. There's no actual street traffic at this point, because the kind of streets around the stadium have been sort of closed off. And first off, the kids are having ice cream. Officer Darren is having himself a milkshake. Meredith seems to have a little sundae. What is Darren into?
I'm eating relish straight from the tube.
You just got a little jar of relish.
Yeah.
Did they put anything on top? Did they give you like a cherry or whipped cream or anything?
I mean, if they were going to give me anything, it would probably be just lettuce on top for decor.
Okay, I mean, they definitely wanted to try and make it feel like a desserty thing for everyone, so I think they probably made a little lettuce
Yeah, straight
topper.
mustard. Yeah, straight relish with a little
Maybe a
top
little
of
beet on
beets.
top for the color.
Yeah, that'd be so cute.
Yeah, or like a
Lettuce
little
leaf
radish.
is cut in the shape of a swan.
Ooh.
Oh, fancy. Fancy.
What cafe is this?
Fancy.
Really nice one. Or with really bored employees.
So the Baroness at this point is heading down the street towards this, and I want to talk about some of the physical changes that have happened.
Okay.
So now that you're in Rhino mode,
Yes.
you always had that little cyber eye, but now you also have a cyber horn.
Okay.
The cybernetics that kind of compose part of your body have bulked up a little bit, so you weigh even more than you used to.
Okay, so where is my cyber horn?
That is a great question. I'm going to let that go to you. But it's somewhere on your head.
Okay,
The chest.
yeah. I'm thinking like right in the forehead, like unicorn style.
Okay, that works for me.
Okay.
All right, so you've got just a cybernetic horn in the middle of your head.
It's not a huge one. It's a little...
Yeah.
It's stout, but it's
Yeah.
not very long.
This sounds very similar to the three-tusked Apex City boar.
Well, let's have tusks. This is a horn.
Okay,
Yeah.
alright.
So maybe similar, but not legally distinct from it. You're not going to get sued by the Cosmos.
Different structure.
Yes.
I could
she
suit
have-
by Marvel for looking like Rhino, though.
Nah.
Does,
They don't have a
do you
copyright
still
on
have
rhinocerices.
fur?
Yes.
Oh, you still have fur? You're just
Yes.
and you have a horn now? And
Yes.
Her body is that of a bear, it's just that she's wearing a rhino suit.
Yeah,
She
it's
has
like
a
it's like rhino.
cybernetic rhino horn,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but has not turned into a rhinoceros.
You ever seen horse armor?
Yes, I
Yeah.
Yeah, like horse armor.
Yeah.
Exactly like horse armor.
And I think the kids, upon
Barney.
seeing you coming down the street, react very positively. I think they run over towards you, and like one of them is like hanging off your horn.
Okay.
How does Darren react to this?
I'm absolutely terrified. I am absolutely absolutely like shit myself, terrified of what
What has happened to your
what happened.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
describe that on the page.
yeah.
Relish
Oh.
everywhere.
Yeah, I had my tendrils. They were
Spitting.
in a jar of relish. I'm having a great time. Suddenly, someone who looks kind of like my friend, but definitely doesn't look like my friend anymore, comes in. And you weigh even heavier, and you can feel like the ground rumble when you walk in.
Yeah, I like that.
And I look, and do you know how disturbing it is to see this, like your best friend that you have bonded together, and then she comes in and she looks like a titan, and you're like, and like this was after a baseball game, like I'm very heightened and like very sensitive.
Yeah.
I would be absolutely terrified by you, like.
Is there going to be an actual physical reaction, or just a face on a panel?
I feel like I would ripple, like my
Like
skin
all the
tone.
tables floating?
You know, not tables floating,
Okay.
but more like, you know when chameleons get frightened and their skin
Yeah.
changes and like ripples into different colors.
Oh, I like that.
It would be like
Nice.
holographically rippling
What-
because
what-
I would be like
what
so
colors?
pumped full. I'm thinking neon pink, yellow, orange, maybe some like waves of blue like going
Okay.
through.
I like
Kind of
that.
like on the bottom of a pool floor when the waves are on it.
And I think Officer Darren definitely notices your discomfort here,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of like gently places a hand on your shoulders, like, it's okay, it's still Jackie. She's just gone through some changes.
There's a horn on her head.
And that's weird, I'll admit. I'm slightly more concerned by the mass gain, but, the van, I think, could probably still take it. At this point, the Baroness has kind of reached the little outdoor cafe table where, the rest of this family is sitting. And Meredith, kind of gives you a little wave. What do you do?
I kind of wave back, and I say hi to Darren.
And you can tell that Darren is just freaking out internally. There was a little head shake there at the table that doesn't come across on the audio.
So I'm gonna walk over to Darren and like try to comfort you, like say like I still smell the same, right?
You know what? Comfort or support. I like that. I like that. Oh, this is a
I figure plants, pheromones and
yeah,
stuff.
no, I like that. Go ahead and do that comfort or support.
Yeah.
Or I tell you what, this is actually more of a Darren thing. Do you think that would be enough to comfort you, or would you need a little more than that?
How about this? How about I comfort or support you by pointing out, you're also a bit unique. You change yourself with your flowers. This is sort of like that.
Oh.
We're both sort of unique in that way.
Okay.
And I'm going to activate Thermodynamic Miracle, so I can roll plus freak instead of plus mundane.
I like it. Do it. Do it. That's probably a good thing.
That's 7.
Nice. Okay, so on a 7, go ahead and take a look at that comfort or support, because this is the move that you are doing.
Yes.
So on a hit, I think they hear your words.
Yes.
What else?
On a hit, they hear you. They mark potential clear condition or shift labels if they open up to you.
Okay, so are you going to open up to the Baroness?
Oh, yes. I would think that would click with me very much because I do feel much like an outsider.
Okay.
And I would go, oh, it's just like when you blooming. This is your blooming. When you bloom, you grow horns.
Yes. That's one of the things that happens. Yes.
Okay, so I think that works. Do you want to mark potential clear condition or shift labels?
I'm going to clear condition.
What you going to clear?
Please and thank you. I'm going to clear angry.
And I also mark potential for activating Bull's heart.
That's true.
Comforting and supporting my love.
Wow.
That's true. Go ahead and mark that potential. Good job. All right. So at this point, something happens. You notice there's a little corner market kind of across from the cafe, and there seems to be a kerfuffle happening inside.
Oh, no.
It looks like a couple of people are maybe trying to rob this place.
Oh no.
Street crime here in Apex City on the day of the big game, even.
Oh, the inhumanity.
The very thought.
Maybe they're just excited from,
Yeah.
Maybe.
Who
They were
knows?
so excited they decided to steal a baseball.
Right.
There
Right.
is,
Right.
there is
Yeah.
actually a guy with a baseball bat.
Oh, wow.
And there is a young lady with a gun. So there are 2 people inside this little corner market, and they seem to be holding up the register.
They are
Oh, no.
threatening my favorite player, baseball bat.
What do you do?
I'm going to look to Officer Darren and ask if this is something that we should intervene with.
Officer Darren at the moment is off duty, but he's already calling it in. He kind
Okay.
of looks over to you and he's like, "You're closest."
All right. I'm going to look at Darren and say, you want to go stop some crime?
I would be most joyful to join you in stopping crime.
Let's do it.
All right, so you guys head across, and I just want to let you tell me what that looks like. How are you entering this scene?
Oh, we fist bumped first.
Okay.
Yes,
Obviously.
obviously.
I like it.
Yes.
There's a big, splash page, which is a big fist bump. Starburst and
Yeah,
everything.
I like that. I think our artist at this point has changed from the last 9 issues. I just now remembered to mention this, but I think we're going with more of a like Noelle Stevenson sort of like Lumberjane style for these particular issues. So it's a little cartoonier than what we're used to.
Gotcha.
So I definitely like the fist bump sparkles is definitely a thing that can happen here. Okay. So you fist bump, you sparkles. Are you just like crashing through the wall, or are you going to walk into this market? What are you going to do?
I think we're going to get over there quickly.
Okay.
But then I think we're going to try to diffuse it without violence first. Because these seem like street punks, and I could probably just
you
and obliterate them.
street
You absolutely could.
Turn them into mush.
Right.
Yeah, it would be very
That's-
easy for
that's
you to
me.
hurt. These are just normal people.
Yeah.
I think I would float over.
Yeah, I think we walk up behind them like we're going to make a purchase.
Mhm.
And, just standing there waiting for them to be done with the counter. I don't know what the guy behind the counter is
You
feeling
want to do
about this. But...
this is not this game, but really, stealth check? You are literally shaking the floor as you are
it's-
walking. Come on.
As you walk in the door,
point,
it's
good
going to be
point.
pretty obvious that you're here.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna. You can't roll for that right now.
Okay, I have no
You're
stealth.
you're in Rhino mode. It's obvious that you're coming.
Gotcha.
That's fantastic.
Um,
Rhino.
So you kind of lumber in, and I think these 2 see you and immediately realize that something has gone horribly wrong in this low time robbery. And the guy with the baseball bat just holds it up and he looks around, and the lady with the gun jumps the counter and actually grabs the clerk.
I see.
So you have yourself a little bit of a hostage situation now. Let's go with Darren. How do you respond to that?
How far are we from the perps?
Not very. You just walked in the door, so like the doorbell dings, and it's not a huge. It's just a little corner market.
Okay. I think I would pull an Officer Darren, and I would do the finger.
So you're gonna point finger guns?
Yeah, with little blossoms on the end of my fingertips,
Okay.
You have the right to be quiet.
So I'm going to build off this, and I'm going to do a little good cop, bad cop.
Okay.
I'm going to say, whoa, Darren, whoa. I don't want to upset my partner here. She could fly off the handle any moment.
Oh.
Aliens don't understand human emotion like I do. But
the guy with the bat is definitely starting to back off a little bit, and the lady with the gun just kind of cocks and is like, "I don't want any trouble here. We're just gonna take the money and we're gonna leave, and that's how this is gonna happen." Are you? So at this point, I think you're trying to convince them not to, right?
Yes. Trying to convince them to not shoot someone, or trying to convince them to not.
Are you going to let them go with the money, because they have a hostage, or are you going to try and stop them?
I would be willing to let them leave with the money if they give up the hostage. The hostage is my primary objective.
Okay.
I think I would also the hostage is the primary objective for me as well. But I do not want to compromise on letting them get away with it. Okay. I don't feel their ill-gotten gains should be rewarded.
Okay. So the lady goes, "Bosco, get the register," and he gets behind the thing and starts he's definitely keeping an eye on you too, but he's shoveling money from the register into a little brown paper bag.
Sure. With a $sign on it?
No $sign. They're not that dumb.
Okay.
What do you two do?
I think I would say let the counter person go home with my finger gun still out.
I think this sounds like provoking someone.
Oh.
So go ahead and provoke them.
I'm provoking them?
Yeah.
This isn't a
Provoke is what you do to make someone do what you want.
Oh, instead of the
there's no
your mom doesn't love you type of provoke.
No. You're not actively trying to hurt them. You're telling them to do a thing.
Okay.
So go ahead and provoke, which is with superior.
6 and my savior 0.
Superior.
Oh, superior is +1, so 7.
Nice. And you don't have the relevant condition that would negate that, right?
Oh, -2 to
you're
provoke someone,
guilty.
so I have 4.
So that's a fail. Mark potential. So they kind of look at you, they look at these flowery finger guns, and they're like, "Are those things even loaded?" And she's like, "I'm pretty sure my bullet's faster than your flowers, so let's play this our way." And they are starting to kind of back out the back door. Baroness, do you want to do anything at this point?
I do. I want to use my rhino ability and try to shield the guy.
Okay.
I want to try to dash really fast and just grab him out of her.
Okay.
Because they can take the money, I don't care. I just want to get that guy out.
Yeah. So go ahead and first off, mark that armature track.
I'm going to mark that armature track.
And tell me how shielding works.
All right. What fits best with the way the Baroness operates?
Well, first off, what does the move say?
Oh, what does the move say?
Yeah.
So shielding, mark armature, to defend someone from immediate threat by rolling plus freak.
Okay. So go ahead and roll freak.
That is a 12 on the dice, plus 2, that's a 14.
So that is a successful defend. On a hit, you keep them safe. So what does that look like on the page? How do you do this?
Right. So
using your cybernetic rhino bear powers.
Right, my cybernetic rhino bear powers.
Yes.
So the best way that I can think of for this to play out, for me to just sort of dash over there and just sort of knock him out of the way.
Okay.
At least in this particular case.
Yeah, no, I think that works.
So then he's gone and the police just left pointing the gun at me and I'm just going to stare at him.
Okay. I like that. Also, you can either add a team to the pool, take influence over that dude you just protected, or clear a condition.
I'm going to take influence over that shopkeeper.
All right, you now have influence over a shopkeeper.
You will have free Slim Jims the rest of your days.
Yes.
And when that happens, I think these two criminals, basically, whatever they were here for, they're just going to run.
Yeah, that's fine.
Did they get the money?
Not all of it. But they are dashing out the back door. And both of you from outside the back door, as soon as they exit, hear this horrified scream from the lady who had the gun.
Oh no.
And it trails very quickly upwards.
Oh no.
What do you do?
I want to go out there and find out what's going on.
So are you just going to fit your giant bear frame out through the tiny back door?
Yeah, I mean, I assume I take the door frame with me as I
that's
go.
fine.
But
You just saved this dude's life. He's gonna cover that.
yeah, it's insurance.
He'll cover that.
He'll cover that. And I'm assuming Darren is going as well.
Yes, I
All
will
right.
float with her.
Yes.
So the two of you head outside, and you see this guy with this baseball bat swinging wildly at a swarm of bees.
Oh,
what?
A
Bees!
swarm of bees,
not
and
good.
from above,
No.
on the roof of this building, you can hear, the lady with the gun just screaming, "Get him off me! Get him off me! Get him off me! Get him off me!"
No, my natural enemy.
And within a couple of seconds, the guy with the bat at this point has just dropped the bat, and he's like, "Please help me! Please! Oh God! Please help me!"
Sorry, in real life, like, as Nan, bees are actually my natural enemy. I'm terrified of them. This whole, like, situation's, like, my worst nightmare.
I was not aware of that. I'm so sorry.
I know, it's fine. I was just like,
Okay, well,
no, I was just like, sweet Jesus. I'm an employee, run away.
we're gonna have a talk about what you guys are afraid of. I'm sorry.
No, you're
Okay.
Mostly just bees for her. Got it.
Okay, all right, that's fine. So, yeah, are either of you at this point going to try and interact in this in any way?
So the guy with the bat has dropped the bat and run away.
No, he's dropped the bat and he's begging you for help.
Oh, he's begging for help.
Because he is surrounded
Okay.
by a swarm of bees, which, as a bear, you can actually tell they're not attacking, they're just swarming around him.
Oh, they're just swarming around him.
Yeah, it's
How about-
definitely spooky, but
How about the one that they like lifted up?
you can't see her, she's on the roof.
Okay, she's on the roof. Okay. Well, I want to help him
Okay,
because as a bear, I also don't like bees.
okay.
So
But they make the honey.
they do make the honey, but they
They
protect
literally
the
can't
honey.
even hurt you.
That's true, they really can't.
That's probably true, but it's primal instincts.
That's fine. Alright, so you're gonna try to do this guy. Okay.
So yeah, I want to I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to swat the bees away or something.
Okay. So yeah, you try and swat the bees. I'm just gonna go ahead and have you roll to defend this guy.
Okay.
Oh, that's so good.
You accidentally slapped
What's
him.
your savior?
My savior is 0, so
that's a 3.
That's a 3.
Mark potential.
I love the mental image of this big bear clawed, like,
Yeah,
swapping.
no, I think that's kind of exactly what happens. Is you're trying to swat these bees, and the guy is trying to get to you to help him, and you just accidentally clock him in the face.
I'm a little heavier than I'm
yeah,
used to.
and you just knock him right out, and so he kind of crumples to the ground.
I'm sorry, dude.
And from the roof, you see the rest of the swarm, and this is a strange sight, even in Apex City. You see the rest of the swarm fly down from the roof, trailing behind it this bright orange, like, spandex superhero costume, and all of the bees funnel into the costume, and it's got this blue cape, and standing before you is a mass of bees in a super suit.
Oh my gosh.
And he puts his hands on his hips and goes, "Good job, citizens!" And he puts up his little bee hand for a high five from the Baroness.
5?
Yeah, and it's a tingly high five. And he looks over at you. You handled that situation in there quite admirably.
Admiral.
B. Yeah.
I think I'd be totally cool with this person.
Darren would be cool.
Darren would be
Yes.
so cool with
Nan
this
is
person.
terrified.
Oh, this is weird. Like, in character, it's fine. Out of character, it's a bee man.
Darren would be like, wonderful support! It's always lovely to meet new friends.
He goes, "Yes, you can call me Buzz." And from there, I think we're...
Expecting something different.
And
was
from
also
there,
expecting something
we're going to
different.
move
It
on.
wasn't even a pun. You losing your touch?
No.
It's a bunch of bees.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't-
Hive anything?
Oh, don't you worry. All right.
it might be bee language for something else, like John or Thomas. We don't know.
So, I want to move back a little bit as well from there. And let's talk about William. So,
Let's.
Lumberjane's artwork is not going to work for William's storyline right now.
you know, we might have a little bit of a... We might have multiple artists for this issue.
No, I can totally
Might
see
have
it.
to.
We might have to.
I can totally see the lumberjane.
Aside-
Actually, I really can, honestly. I've been reading a lot of Lumberjanes recently. But anyhow, I want to start with kind of moving back to that bridge battle again, because we haven't seen William since then.
True.
And
I have some ideas about what he's been doing.
so you stole a void chime from your father's greatest ally, which has not escaped the notice of Frederick and Furnace. You also kind of messed up the op they were on, and there's really no walking that back, and there's no denying it. So, did William smooth things over with Frederick, or did William kind of strike out on his own at this point?
Pretty sure he didn't know what to do, so he did not go home.
So is this William just deciding he's never going home again? Or is this William, like, he had to take a little bit of time to figure out what to do?
second one.
Second
But
one.
he still has not been home yet in the past few days.
Okay. So it's been a day or two, past that. You've had some time to think about what William wants to do with this situation. Is he going to go home and repair things with his family? Or is at this point he's going to be like, Dad, you're a supervillain. I can't let you do this.
I don't think he's quite come to the point of getting that decision made yet.
Okay. So I guess then this is a good place to start this. Where is William?
He is hiding out in the abandoned mall across from the college campus.
So we're back at the abandoned mall
Yep.
across from Apex U.
Yes,
Okay,
we
what
are.
abandoned store in the abandoned
Yes.
mall?
Are you in the abandoned Forever 21?
It's gotta be
Yes.
something classier.
No, I mean, he's kind of got an edgy streak. Why not the
abandoned-
hot topic?
Abandoned
say
hot
hot
topic.
abandoned Hot Topic.
All the more apt because he hasn't been able to shower in the last few days. He's looking very rumpled. All his
That's
slicked back hairs
good.
come down over his eyes instead.
Oh,
Yes.
Hot Topic
so
is
good.
perfect right now.
Yes.
That's beautiful. So yeah, you've been here for a day or two. How have you been surviving? Have you been like scrounging for food, or are you, because your card's not turned off, you still have access to money
Hot topic is
at the moment?
It's true.
Not sure if it's still in there, if it's been abandoned.
I feel like I wouldn't want to use my card because
That's traceable.
I'm
Yeah,
they're probably looking for me, I would imagine.
and you
but
probably have a little bit of cash on you, but I don't think William is the kind to carry large
he
amounts
does
of cash.
not.
Yeah.
So he's been surviving on whatever cash he has, but it's almost definitely about to run out.
Okay. In this place, there were a couple of things. You've had a couple of days to sort of wander around this mall. And last time we were here, it was in a pretty bad state of repair, and it still is. There are definitely
I
sections of this
assume
mall.
there's still a hole in the roof.
There is. Yeah. Yeah. Like, there are definitely sections of this mall that you can't get to. But you have run across a couple of pieces of what you recognize as like overclock's tech, because he was using this as a small base of operations.
Oh.
You don't know what they do or how to interact with them, but every so often we have a panel of William just looking at something like, well, that's something. Is William going to reach out to anyone at this point, or is he just still hiding?
After a couple days, so at this point,
Yeah.
yes, I think he's going to come to the conclusion that he doesn't know what to do,
Okay.
and he needs to bring some other people in on this.
Okay.
So I think that he would like to contact the other 3 members of his odd new little friend group,
Sure.
and ask them to come meet him at the mall.
Okay. I have one more question for you at this point. What did William do with the void chime that he stole? Is he just carrying it on him?
He still has it on him.
Okay.
I also want to contact Debbie.
Yes, because Debbie is still waiting for your date. And you have Debbie's phone number. So
These digits.
yeah, you got those
Yes.
digits. So I want to go ahead and start with you're contacting the rest of your group. Are you just calling them, or are you using your Phoenix Watch?
I'm going to use the Phoenix Watch.
Use the
I'm
Phoenix
going to
Watch?
send out a
Okay.
message asking them, saying, can you guys meet me tonight at... I feel like I want to try and put this into some... not be super obvious about this, but... can you guys meet me where we met the Clockter?
Oh.
There's a throwback.
Yep.
Okay.
No one else called him that besides us.
That's
That is
true.
true.
That's
So-
true. All right, so you all get that message, and I think we're going to get to. I think we're going to move over to Piero. Funny enough, for when that message happens. So I do have a question for Piero.
Okay.
Did you ever get together with Todd Roman?
No,
No.
probably not.
Okay. Did you check up on Agent Larange since she got shot?
Yeah.
Okay. So you head to the hospital.
Yeah.
So you're there at the hospital with Olivia Larange,
Mm-hmm.
and she is actually in pretty good spirits. This was not a horrible injury. She is going to be, in the hospital for at least a week.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of, winged an internal organ, so she's had to have some surgery. But she's high on pain medication and really happy to see you.
Great.
So when you come into her room, did you bring anything for her? Did you bring flowers? Or are you just showing up as Piero?
Let's bring some flowers.
Okay.
Or can we? I'll mime some
Yeah,
flowers.
you can.
yes.
And she looks over and she says, "Oh, it's wisterias. It's my favorite." And she takes those and she sits the imaginary bouquet on the counter, and she kind of motions over. Pull up a chair.
Okay, so pull up a chair. I'm just gonna mime that I'm sitting.
Yes.
You're really leaning into those mind powers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you mime a chair and you have a sit down, and Olivia asks you, have you had a chance to read those letters yet?
I shake my head.
I do have to ask one other question, because it's been a minute. Ruby definitely knows where your previous house was.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been staying there, or did
No,
you...
definitely a different house.
Okay, where are you staying?
Ooh, just some other house.
So you just found, like, another
Yeah.
abandoned house?
Yeah.
Another abandoned yellow house.
Yeah. Well, just like abandoned.
Just
You know?
abandoned house. Okay.
You take what you can find.
I think this one is probably not quite as nice as the previous one, just
Yeah.
because it was in a hurry. It probably doesn't have running water, but, like, you're just finding a place to squat. Where are those letters? Do you keep them on you, or have you stashed them at the new house, or what is your...
Probably keep them.
Probably keep them on you?
Yeah.
Okay. Olivia kind of, like, reaches out and, like, you can tell that she's trying to, like, and then she doesn't actually manage to make contact with you. I really appreciate you showing up to help with that. I saw what you did, and let me tell you, I don't know many people that would trap themselves in a box with a ninja like that. That was pretty impressive there, what you did. And I gotta tell you, the doctors tell me that box might have deflected the bullet that hit me. So,
Wow.
it could have been much worse, is what I'm saying.
Wow.
So, I just wanted to thank you. And at this point, your little Phoenix watch starts going off, and it's that message from William that he wants you guys to meet tonight at the place where the clockter was. And she kind of looks over. That's real neat. I need to take a nap now, though. It was really nice of you to drop in, and you can tell that she is just out of her head.
Right. Right. So I wave.
And she kind of waves at you
Yeah.
and slowly leans back in the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going anywhere in particular from the hospital?
Probably just back to that house wherever I'm staying.
Okay. So you run back to your house. I think at that point, we're just going to flash forward to that night. So you guys are meeting at the abandoned mall across from Apex U. Who gets there first? Because we know William's just going to be there.
Correct.
But who shows up on the scene first?
I feel like the Baroness is always a little bit early to meetings.
Okay. Are you just going to meet them inside, or was there are you waiting for them out front, or how's that going to work, William?
Is it the
They'll
right?
keep walking around. It's not like I'm going to miss where the Baroness is.
That's true. No, I'm just asking, is
I'll
William...
go to her when she enters the mall.
Okay. So, but are you? But I would assume at that point you're kind of hanging out towards the front.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So there's sort of like an abandoned fountain with no water left in it. There's, all these benches that are in various stages of disrepair and graffiti everywhere. Some of it the Baroness put up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Bear
So-
witness fishes.
Yes. So you have your Bear Witness Fishes mark on the wall there.
Yeah.
And I think we get that panel where the Baroness walks in and kind of looks over at it and realizes that it needs some touching up. And then William is kind of across the courtyard. What do you do?
I don't know. I'm still not sure that I trust William after the last time.
That's probably fair. That's probably fair.
Have
So-
you seen her since she got her horn?
No.
No,
I
that's
have
true. This
not.
is a different Baroness.
So I'm kind of gonna nod, give him a nod. So I know you're there. I'm not killing you right now.
Did you get bigger?
Yes.
How rude! How unbelievably rude!
No, it's a compliment for bears.
Okay.
Yeah, means you're ready for hibernation.
You can't sweet talk me.
Yes, exactly. You can't sweet talk
That's
me.
flirting.
Got swole.
I like that.
Are you
Oh,
okay?
wow.
You're looking ready for hibernation.
Maybe.
So I'm gonna take this moment to change my bull's heart, and I'm gonna shift William to my rival.
Yeah, do that. That's good. That makes sense. So I think at this point, more or less...
You still have influence over me. You're aware of that too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And more or less, I think at this point,
You have
Piero and
influence over
Darren...
me.
I don't.
Well, you do now.
Ooh,
Really?
That's
Because
true,
when I shift
yeah.
you to my
Okay.
rival, you
Cool,
now have
cool.
influence over me.
Interesting.
Because I care about what you think.
So at this
In
point...
a weird way.
At this point, Piero and Darren show up. The two of you arrive outside at the same time, and your last encounter was working surprisingly well together as a team.
Tendril wave.
And you can hear, William and the Baroness talking from inside. We've gathered our group in this abandoned mall courtyard with this sad, sad empty fountain. And William is looking probably particularly rough. You've never seen him not put together.
Are you molting? You look awful.
I think it's a good look for you.
In a manner of speaking, I guess? Okay. So, the other night was pretty fun, huh?
You betrayed us.
Not exactly. I'm going to pull out the void chime.
I'm going to instinctively flinch and jump back a little bit.
Ooh, yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
So, my family is into some interesting things. My father is collecting these. Apparently, my understanding, there are 5 of them. And the more of them you put together, the more destructive they become. To the point where apparently they can sink a continent if you get all 5 of them together. The group that attacked Bulletproof works with my father, which is why I was able to temporarily take control of that group. Tried to turn them away, didn't really go as intended. But when I saw the woman pull this out, I decided to take it from her instead. I know for a fact that my father has another one of these, and I know where 2 more of them are. And frankly, I don't quite know what to do right now. Because I don't feel like I can afford to give these back to my father.
So I want to pause right quick. Does this seem like William is sharing a vulnerability?
It does.
Yes.
Read that move.
Team move?
Yeah.
Yes. I was hoping this would help me to clear a couple conditions. When you share a vulnerability or a weakness with someone, tell them a secret about your legacy, including your own true feelings about it. You can do this to clear a condition and give them influence over you. Okay. I would qualify this as giving influence to everyone if they don't already have it.
I do, in this case, want to keep the team move to the one person that I think you're addressing this to most. So who do you think that is?
I suppose it'd be the Baroness then.
Makes sense. She's the one that got hurt with this thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there anything contingent in that team move over whether they open up or any of that kind of stuff? Or do you do it?
I'm just telling secrets,
You just do
which
it.
is what
Okay.
I'm doing.
Okay. So you can go ahead and clear a condition, or it is just clear a condition, right?
Clear condition and give influence.
And give
Wait.
influence.
Though, you haven't shared your true feelings on it.
It's either. I think it says share a secret or.
He
It
shared
says
secret.
including.
Yeah.
Tell them a secret about your legacy, including your own true feelings.
Okay.
My true feelings are I don't know right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the secret of your legacy is that your dad's possibly a genocidal madman.
Yeah.
So
that's a good
I think
secret.
that's a secret. Yeah.
So since I already have influence over
You
you,
will shift William's
Right.
labels. Yes. So go ahead and shift those labels.
I definitely say this shifts your danger up in my eyes, and I'm going to say it shifts your freak down.
Okay. Because you can kind of see more vulnerable human
Yeah.
side. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that makes sense. But you've got this weapon of mass destruction that you saw what one of them can do to you personally. So
Yeah.
Just one of them.
yeah, that was one. All right. So with that secret shared,
Oh, that's hard. That's hard. I am processing emotions. So I imagine just a loading bar. It says processing emotions.
oh, that's good. And on that note, I think we are gonna pause, and we will see you next issue. Masks: A New Generation is written for Magpie Games by Brendan Conway. It is made of emotions, bad decisions, and spandex. Give it your dollars, it's well worth them. The Baroness is played by Christina. Piero is played by Lenny. You can find her on Instagram at catfood, C4T food. William Infernus is played by Jordan. Darren is played by Nan. Find her on Instagram at Nanjitsu. Apex City is GM'd by Jeremy, who also writes the music and edits this podcast. Our album art was provided by Ash Brandt. Find them on Twitter at cinder_Brandt, on Instagram at Brandt.ash, and on Tumblr at Kimmons. Find us on Stitcher, iTunes, Spotify, or wherever fine podcasts are sold. Follow us on Twitter at Apex City Cast. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next episode.